Hi everyone. Alright, so hopefully this goes okay. I have two model heads. Let me try to move this back a bit. I had asked a question on how comfortable do you feel on braiding hair, and I had two people say not so much, pretty much not at all. So I ended up redoing a second head without braids to give you an idea of how you can do it if you can't braid hair, which is fine. So the first model has the braids in, took a section on either side, and this is actually called a waterfall braid. Hi January. If you don't know how to do that, I will demonstrate on the other head. I kind of don't want to take her hair out right now. So I did the waterfall braid, and then I gathered hair right here and did another braid, and then created like a rosette bun. And then I took part of the braid, it's not the ends, and secured it with bobby pins. So these will look great with flower bobby pins. I didn't have two of the same, so I used two different ones. I'm actually wearing copper rose. That would also look pretty if you didn't want something that had some glimmer in it. So this is my model with the really long hair, and you can kind of see how the stringiness, that is the waterfall braid. Let's see. So you start the braid and gather extra hair, and the one pass here actually drops down, and you get another strand to continue with the braid. Then you get to that pass again, and you let the hair dangle down, get more hair from up here to create the braid, and keep going. That's how you do a waterfall braid. I actually didn't know what it was and just did it one day, so it was pretty cool. So this is the model head with rope. So what I did is I sectioned her hair the same exact way, but I did it in twos and I just twisted it. Now you probably want to use a rubber band when you get in the middle. I didn't, but it's not a live head, so I can manipulate her in any way I want, so that way she'll stay still. So I did the rope on both sides, and if you want, you can even fan this out. Same thing with the braid. You can make it stand out more so it has more poofiness instead of a tight look to it. I would do that after you secure it. That might take some practice because I did have some issues with the braid, but this is not real hair. And the same thing, I gathered hair. Actually, no, I just twisted these two ends. I didn't get anything in the middle, and just twisted them all the way down and then wrapped it around. And then I just took some of the hair from the knot, the twist, and secured it. The end is actually just tucked underneath the braid hair and laying there. But as you can see, it's secure. So let's give this a try with the waterfall braid. I need to come up with a better angle so you can see more clearly. Alright, so I'm going to take her hair out. You don't really rip it out, I just kind of being lazy and did. If you need to, spray the hair with hairspray. I'm going to put 3 separations on this side. And the way I do this to my own hair too, I run my 3 fingers, or 2, through it until I have a nice division. That's how I end up separating the 3 strands for the braid. So let's turn her this way. I'm going to do the first braid. So the strand on the top is the first one crossing over. I did this twice before I dropped the strand and gathered more from the head. Alright, so here we go. So I now have 2 up here, and this one is now dripping down, and I'm going to go right next to it and get another section of hair to introduce to the braid. It does take patience, but once you get started, it's fairly simple. She has really lovely hair when it comes to doing braids. It separates easily, so you may want to do this with wet hair if it tangles easily. Rose water will be awesome. So I'm going to twist this around to complete the braid because I can't do it on that angle. So I'm going to do it going to braid this over once. There we go. I'm getting a little confused. That one's all right. I want under. I don't want to go under. That happens to me when I stop braiding. I forget what strand goes where. All right. So now, it's actually the first one here. I'm dropping that one. And then again, you go in. These cats are acting weird right now. I think my husband's home. So you may hear a kid yelling in the background. My son was at his friend's house. Acting weird enough. Alright, so see how this is dangling and this one is dangling. Gonna get another section. Does anyone out there watch Chicago Fire PD and Med? That is on tonight, and I am looking forward to it. Personally, if this was me doing my own hair, I'd probably take the strand that's dangling down to keep it from getting mixed in the braid and kind of put it in my teeth. You can probably pin it too. And I'm trying to do the braid across the head, not downward. So what I ended up doing yesterday with the other model is I tilted her head to the side so I can have a better angle. Alright, so got a strand separating. It takes time. It's really not that difficult. It's the stop and go to explaining it that makes it more complicated. I'll post the picture and I'll grab a video that explains how to do this. So now I have 3 strands laying down, and what I did for the other hair is I did 6 of these. So I had 6 strands dangling on each side and then pinned it in the middle before I braided them together. Let me see. So we got 3 dangling. Her hair is a little different. I might end up doing 5. You don't have to make the braids tight. I make it tight because I feel like it keeps it in place while doing the braid, and then I'll go back and loosen it afterwards. This has to go underneath. The over and under I get confused on when I take a break. Apparently I'm not the best at demonstrating how to braid. I'm just going to do a normal braid to the back. And I do the braid all the way down because I'm going to fan it out at the end. I was contemplating whether or not to do this whole thing live because it takes time. I'm going to do this one as a standard braid instead of a waterfall so you can see what the difference is. Plus, time-wise, it will go faster. The other thing I notice is this is a swerve pin for updos. This works great at detangling hair. Obviously, I don't use it on my own hair, but if you have straight hair, it's awesome. So not only does it secure your hair, it can help you separate it. All right, let's see. Normal braid, here we come. I actually learned how to braid on my Barbie dolls when I was younger. How many out there? Comment below, Barbie, if you used to experiment on your Barbie or a doll's head. So I went with a more complicated style because I kind of felt like the last couple were simple. I also think it's easier to experiment on simple styles on your own, so I wanted to help out with a more complicated one to show you what it looks like. And actually, it shows you the strength of the bobby pins that they can hold the hair. Ignore her poofiness here. All right, so I braid it both sides. One's done as a waterfall, one isn't. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather a third strand by getting from the middle of the head and doing that braid all the way down. January, did you see my post on my personal page about, I think I did it here too, on Barbie dolls from the 70s and 80s? I was totally shocked that I actually had the ones that were pictured. I had 4 out of the 5. And the one I called Peaches and Cream, I didn't even realize that was her real name. I thought I just made it up. All these years, I had no clue. And you can do this on shoulder length hair, it's just that you'll have less hair. And if your hair's shorter, I would definitely poof it out when you do the braid. All right, so to poof it out, let me see, can I tilt her head? You'll hold the bottom loosely and you just pull the strands out. Her hair is slippery, so it's not like showing the best. The other one did better. But that's how you loosen the braid up. Do one strand at a time and make sure you're pulling from the bottom, not the top. And then for the rose bun, figure out which way the hair wants to lay and just wrap it around. Her ends are over there. That's a good spot for it. Open up the bobby pin. Okay, put your finger through it. Then I'm going to get part of the braid and push it through. And look, one of them is actually holding it now. I just wouldn't trust moving around that it would stay still. So I'm just going to go ahead and get another section of the braid. Let's see. Trying to get a rotation of the braid closest to the scalp so it doesn't stand up. Hold it open over it and push. That one didn't actually go through the whole entire ringlet. So I went through some of the hair and it's holding. And that's how you do the rosette bun. And if you go back in the beginning, if you didn't see this from the very beginning, you can go back and see how I did it, which is a rope style, which I just had 2 strands and I just twirled them around, met in the middle, twirled them together, and then did the same thing, just create a rosette. And then you can just use the bobby pins. If you have really thick hair, I don't have any here, but you can use our U-pins for them also. That's probably something I would use. So it's probably about this long from here to here. And you gather some of the hair. Do I have it the right way? No problem. Hopefully it was good, Mel. Alright, so it's underneath a couple hairs. Touch the scalp with the points and you invert it. And that's how you use the U-pins. Not in this fashion, but I just wanted to show you the motions that you will go through for using a bobby pin or U-pins. So if you have any suggestions on what I can do next week, feel free to post it in the comments, whether it's a link, a YouTube, Pinterest, or a photo, and I will work on that for next week. Don't forget that we still have the monthly special that if you spend $40, you get a free hair stick that is shown at checkout. There's select designs that are available. The Styles exclusives did come out yesterday. There was a dragonfly, which kind of reminds me of a Celtic one. Its tail kind of twirls, kind of like a rope design. I did get a few of them, even though no one requested them. So if anyone is interested in that dragonfly, let me know. I'll post a photo down below. We also had a zinnia. I think I have 2 more zinnias left. I had 5 people reserve one. So I bought multiples just in case other people wanted it too, because it's not going to be added to our collection since it's an exclusive. It's something to bring you back to look for more stuff. So it keeps things interesting. And I didn't get the third one, was the Dragonfly U-Pins. I haven't had a high demand for U-Pins from my social street fair, so I didn't purchase any more. But if you're interested in that, I think it's sold out. I can check online, but if you're interested in it, just let me know, because I can always ask my fellow consultants and see if anyone has an extra pair that they didn't sell off. And I just realized all 3 models have bobby pins in their hair. So that's the cool thing about these products. The bobby pins can be used in any length of hair and texture of hair. They're strong. You may just need to add multiple ones. Like this will be really pretty to have. We have a rose. And just have a rose bobby pin just circling around. I think that'd be really pretty. I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here for you, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Don't forget to style your hair with one of our products. Go to Lil Rose's main page and enter the contest. So every Wednesday they have a wear it and share it, which is one of the reasons why I started the Style It Wednesday. So you had a design that you can just go out and post in one of those giveaways. Take care, everyone.